moving average resistance 608, 637, 654, 672. So those are a lot of levels that need to get broken for to look very bullish on the daily chart. Netflix, after the very strong second half of the day yesterday, we did lose 100 period moving average support. That resistance is 115.37. 20 period resistance is 114.96. And you can see 200 period support is all the way down at 111.75. So looking at Netflix on the daily chart extended above the upper Bollinger Band, we have the high of the day resistance was 115.05. If we cannot break 115.05, it will indicate Netflix is going to pull back a little bit and consolidate. Amazon, pre-market rejected from the 200 period resistance of 534.14, finding support on the 20 period support, 532.92. Checking out the daily chart to see where those levels fall. We had a low of day yesterday of 520. That's where we found support. 519.89 to be exact. And the high of the day resistance was 539.39. So we're trading a little bit below that range. Middle Bollinger Band support 529.11. But to start the morning, it's going to all be about the 20 period support and the 200 period resistance on the 5-minute chart. ASNA. We have the 100 period moving average support of 1454 and the 20 period resistance of 1482, excuse me. ASNA opening higher this morning. Did see a big ask at 1475, but it looks like that has been bought up. So that was a bullish sign. We are watching for a close above 1440. And we have the high of the day yesterday, 1474 is resistance. If we get a close above 1440, we'll be looking good for a move potentially to $16 to close the gap on the daily chart. But keep in mind, yesterday was a very bearish reversal candlestick. Some news came out after hours. So we'll be watching the upper 14 resistance level that was seen yesterday and see if we can bust through that. XON, I did that video on it last night if you want to check that out to see the daily chart levels. Currently, middle Bollinger Band 20 period support 35.03, 34.01 is the support below it. Currently trading at 35.10. Let me check out the daily chart again to refresh my memory. That's a little bit of a gap up. The high yesterday was 34.98, so a higher high would be a good sign. Middle Bollinger Band resistance is 39.50 on XON. CAT. We've got 10 minutes until the open. Markets are pulling back a little bit. CAT 20 period moving average support 71.96, trading at 72.35. Looking like that's a higher open by comparing where the 100 period support is. 71.84 was a close, so a gap up. The high of the day was 72.18. The high of Wednesday was 72.71, so watch that support level and the 50-day moving average, which is coming down 73.58. Support is down at $70. RJET. Not much pre-market volume. We have the key 100 period moving average support of 595. And $6 has been a back and forth level for RJET for the past few days. Need to close above it to turn it into support. Currently resistance. Nice job holding the 10-day moving average. You can see on the daily chart we have very key range of 10-day moving average support 567, 100-day moving average resistance 669. So those are the two key levels to watch for RJET. Looking at Joy. Upper wick rejected from the upper Bollinger Band resistance. That resistance was 1936. We saw a high of 1964. Let's see if we have any pre-market volume in Joy. 1866 currently, so opening slightly higher. Watch the high of the day resistance yesterday and the upper Bollinger Band resistance as well. The candlestick from yesterday signals we could see some consolidation and pullback after 5 green days in a row. So let's look at, I had a request to look at some Dust and JNUG. Dust is pulling back. We have the 20 period moving average resistance of 1465 and the key resistance levels are the big 100 and 200 period at 1551 and 1565. Looking at Dust on the daily chart, we had the big drop bullish reversal hammer formed yesterday at 1629, but we're dropping way lower and not confirming it. It's important when you're playing these plays to be watching the candlesticks for gold. Look at the gold. It's money sign GOLD to see it on stockcharts.com. And it's important if you're playing it throughout the day to be watching the candlesticks. There's investing.com has a nice candlestick chart for the price of gold. So we have the low yesterday of 1410. That is the key level of support to hold. If we break 1410, we could see more downside for dust. Let's check out JNUG. JNUG is the inverse of dust. So dust is the gold miner's bear 3 times, and JNUG is the gold miner's bull 3 times. So nice strong support down here in the upper 47 level, and we have the 20 period support 49.19. Looking at the daily chart, the high of the day was 51.31 yesterday. We'll see if we can head higher. Gold had a significant close, 2 closes 2 days in a row above the 100-day moving average support. So gold is looking good for bullish momentum. FCX is continuing up right now, looking like we might see that $14 resistance be a good entry point for shorts. Let's see if SPY is continuing to pull back hard here. 100 period moving average support is going to be the test at 201.31. The market's open in 6 minutes here. Let's check out UWTI, TTPH, sorry. FCX is on short watch, as is Twitter. TTPH, not a whole lot of pre-market volume. Nice uptrend. Need to close above the middle Bollinger Band on the daily chart. That's the key level. We have currently the 20 period moving average support of 925, and the middle Bollinger Band on the daily chart is 937. Must see a close above 937 to get another test of $10 psychological resistance. UWTI just lost 100 period key support. That level is 1396, so we have a channel now of 1345 200 period support and 1396 100 period resistance. Again, this is trading off of oil, so if you are playing this play, you need to have investing.com candlestick chart for the price of crude oil up, so you can see the movements that are occurring and different support and resistance levels that are seen there. High of the day yesterday for UWTI was 1395, and low of the day was 1250. So it'll be key to see where we trade within these ranges. If we break above support or below resistance, break above resistance or below support, said that backwards. We were trading above the upper Bollinger Band 2 out of the past 3 days, so might see some consolidation in UWTI. PCLN. PCLN, not a whole lot of pre-market volume. 20 period 5-minute moving average was 1305.22. Close above 1300 was bullish for PCLN on the daily chart. Resistance is the high of the day from yesterday, 1311.43, and that is lining up with the resistance seen on September 18th and 21st, the high of the day. So maybe some weakness and some consolidation there. Watch for the 1312 to be resistance. Might see some weakness there and signal some pullback coming. SPY, if you're talking about the 5-minute 20 period moving average, mine is 201.69, so we're on the same page. Market's open in 3 minutes here. Looking at Apple, lost its 20 period moving average support, had been setting some nice higher highs pre-market. 100 period moving average support is 109.60, 109.54 is the 200 below that, and we have a low back here of 109.75. Want to maintain higher lows. The high to break is 110.17. That was a double top pre-market for Apple. Facebook, still maintaining its 20 period moving average support, 92.91. High of pre-market resistance is 93.15, and a nice steady higher low higher high uptrend. Watching 100 period moving average support below at 92.46. So we have the open here in about 2.5 minutes, watching this key 100 period moving average support for SPY. That's going to be the biggie, and always watching that 50-day moving average support. Want to be aware of the double top potential with SPY. We had the highs from the previous Fed talk. We're up at 201.84 on September 17th. If we can't break 201.84, might see a bit of a double top, which would signal some downside and consolidation. And that combined with the gap that needs to be filled at 195 would be a sign for puts. But we'll be watching that level, 201.84. Sam, that kind of boxes you in. There's no guarantee that we will see the gap fill next week. On the SPY chart, in the past 4 years, all gaps get filled within the 2 weeks following it. So if you were looking 2 weeks out, that might be a more reliable play. But anytime you box yourself into the time frame of when it needs to occur, that is when things can get dicey with options and time decay. So less than a minute ago, I'm going to transition into the open.